suddenly it's March. So I hope your January and February are all done and you're moving on to March. I've started it. All the solid lines are stem stitched, but I wanted to show you a couple of things. When I'm doing the hive, you know how it kind of comes in here? I'm actually stitching each one of these on its own. And so when I come to that corner, what I do, which is probably not the right thing to do, but it works for me, is I'm going to turn that corner just like that, but I'm going to tack it right on the other side of that. So I know that's not kosher, but I do a lot of things that are not the right way to do it. You can follow me or not, that's fine. And I just do a stem stitch to the other side and do the same thing when I get to the other corner and then go down. So that's how I do that. You know, one thing I wanted to mention too is you can always embellish these too. So if you wanted to do some running stitches to make it look kind of like it's thatched, this little beehive, you could do some running stitches in there. So I'm going to do the bee, and I'm doing a knot just because it's not near anything. So there are a couple different stitches here. The stripes are satin stitched, which I know a lot of people don't really care for. A trick you can do is take whatever color thread you're using, a Sharpie about that color, and color that in. And that way, if your stitches aren't perfect, you don't see the fabric below it. It looks like your stitches are just beautifully done. And it only takes a few to cover that space. Now the antennae are just one single stitch. So those are super simple. Like that. And the wings are going to be back stitched because like the snowman's mittens, it's a pretty tight little curve. And so a back stitch is a great way to do that. So this is the same thing we did for the mittens in January. Just like that. And I'm taking pretty tiny little stitches here. Okay, I'm going to finish his body and then I'll show you how I outline him too after I'm done with this. So I finished the little bee. His wings are back stitched. The antennae are just straight stitches. The stripes are satin stitched. And because the body's so small, I'm just going to do a back stitch there too. And you could just do, you know, between the stripes. You don't really even need it over the stripes, but I'll go over the stripes. Whoop. Just to finish him off. You could add a little stinger if you want. I don't think I will on him. And the little door is also pretty small. So you can do it as a back stitch or a stem stitch. If you do a stem stitch, use really, really, really small stitches since it's a pretty tight curve there. Okay, now the bee is all done. That's pretty cute. Here's the finished block for March. I hope you're enjoying your stitching. Remember to post pictures of them. I would love to see them on Instagram. You can tag me at Kathy Schmitz or Kathy Schmitz Stitches. And I look forward to having you next month. Happy stitching. And here's March all finished up. So we're ready to move on to April. I hope you guys are enjoying the process, taking your time and just enjoying every stitch along the way. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.